From the studios of Clean Fuels Alliance America, this is the Better, Cleaner, Now podcast. Fascinating ideas and conversations in the world of biodiesel, renewable diesel, and sustainable aviation fuel. Now, here's your host, Scott Tremaine.
And welcome. In this episode, we dive into the heart of the Clean Fuels Conference, where the clean fuels industry is accelerating like never before. With leading voices from corporate giants like Union Pacific and regulators like the California Air Resources Board on stage, it's more than just an industry event. It's a movement. And now, here's Clean Fuels Director of Communications, Heather Buchter.
Thanks, Scott. The Clean Fuels Conference, of course, is the one can't-miss event of the year for biodiesel, renewable diesel, and sustainable aviation fuel. I am thrilled to have the co-directors of our conference with us today, Brad Shimmons and Jenna Rose. Thank you both for being in the studio with us this morning.
Hi,
Heather. Thanks for having us.
Well, Brad, let's go ahead and kick things off. Tell us about the conference this year.
Yeah, thanks, Heather. Yeah, we're very excited to be going back to San Diego. This is our 22nd conference. Our third conference is the Clean Fuels Conference, previously the National Biodiesel Board. This is the sixth time that we're going back to California, the fifth time going back to beautiful San Diego. Everyone loves beautiful San Diego. The conference really brings together the who's who of the industry, anyone that's involved in biodiesel, renewable diesel, or sustainable aviation fuel. Some of the attendees that are going to be there are going to be producers, marketers, feedstock providers, OEMs, fleet managers, ESG officers, along with media. Last year we had a little bit over 800 people from 20 different countries. So we're very excited to be going back. Everyone comes together to discuss the latest and greatest of clean fuels for the land, sea, and sky for a week of expert information, networking, and getting business done while they're there. So, the conference this year is January 20th through the 23rd. For more information, please go to cleanfuelsconference.org.
And when I have been telling people at different events that I've been at that our conference is being hosted in San Diego in January, their eyes light up a little bit. And I think that they're really excited because that's not a bad place to be in the middle of winter, too. So tell us about San Diego. You mentioned that we've been there before. This place is going to look a little bit different from years past, though.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm excited to go back to San Diego. My eyes light up.
My eyes light up, too.
When we go to San Diego.
Who wouldn't want to go there in January?
Yeah, it is one of our most popular destinations. We've held this conference there before, as I mentioned several times. But this year we're going to the Hilton San Diego Bayfront. It's a property right on the San Diego Bay, a beautiful boardwalk right across the street from the Gaslamp District, where there's plenty of restaurants, entertainment, music. But really, it's going to be all in one place, all at the hotel. We're not doing the convention center. We kind of stopped that maybe a year or two ago because we really feel like it brings everyone together. We kind of own that hotel. We kind of own that space, and everyone can feels together when we're there. So yeah, we're very excited to be going back there.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, just a great space too because it's so walkable to restaurants. You can go to the boardwalk, and it's just really a nice centralized place. You can even see the Padres Stadium right across the street, or look out another window and see the bay. It's beautiful.
Yep, very, very nice.
Well, Jenna, the theme of this year's conference is Accelerate. And I know we were really excited to incorporate that, specifically being in California, too. Tell us more about the theme.
Yes, we chose Accelerate as the theme because so many aspects of our industry are accelerating. Demand for the fuel, which is wonderful to see, adoption of the fuels, production, all of those things are growing and gathering momentum at this point in our history.
Yeah, really exciting time. And, last year, the Clean Fuels Conference took place in the Dallas area where we had a lot of regional companies come and speak to us like PepsiCo, BNSF Rail, and Southwest Airlines, all headquartered there in Dallas. Will we get a similar regional taste for clean fuels in California, Jenna?
Well, the short answer is yes. And that was so exciting to be in such a critical energy and transportation hub like Dallas last year and have all those companies want to come and talk with us about their role in clean fuels and their demand for clean fuels, how it fits into their drive toward net zero. But of course, California has become one of the single most important markets for clean fuels, hands down. That's thanks largely to the low carbon fuel standard, which is a groundbreaking state policy to reduce greenhouse gases in the fuel there. So we do have another amazing speaker lineup in California, and I'm really happy to report that some of those same companies, even though they're based in Dallas, that's where their headquarters are, they're coming again. They still want to come and talk to us in California. So that's very exciting. But we do have some state-specific speakers. And in fact, our first panel on the main stage to kick off the conference will focus on this absolutely critical market, California. So we're also incredibly excited to have Dr. Stephen Cliff, the executive officer of the California Air Resources Board, which oversees this groundbreaking LCFS policy. So he's the head of CARB and has accepted our invitation to come talk to our group. And that's huge because the LCFS impact on our industry just cannot be overstated.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Jenna. That is huge, and we're excited to have him there. California is an important market, and I just want to interject some stats on the clean fuels in the state for a little bit of perspective. Going back to 2019 when we were at the conference, at that time, biomass-based diesel was only doing about 200 million gallons in the first quarter of that year, which was 23% of the diesel pool. Fast forward 5 years, quarter one of this year, over 582 million gallons, which is 73% of the diesel pool. And that's not really counting SAF. SAF was 0 gallons, and now it's a little bit over 10 million gallons. But what we found out with the SAF Grand Challenge is they have ambitious goals to reach 3 billion gallons by 2030. It's 2024 right now. So they got a lot of work to do in the next 6 years, and we're hoping to be a big part of that.
I don't think it can be understated that is nearly 75% of the diesel pool in California is biomass-based diesel.
You read my mind, Heather. I was going to ask him to repeat that number because that is phenomenal and very exciting.
And only in 5 years, we've seen that much growth. And a lot of that is because of these aggressive decarbonization goals within California accelerating, there's that word again, accelerating the progress to decarbonize the state. And I think that it's really exciting that we're there at this point in time.
Yeah, well, they want to be 100. They want to replace the diesel pool 100% by 2028.
Yeah. If you think of it that way, 100% biomass-based diesel by 2028. And they're well on their way to reaching that goal. So just very, very exciting.
I guess we'll be going back to San Diego then in the future.
We might have to be back, when they completely replace it. So Jenna, who else is on the agenda for us?
Well, of course, with major corporations and others really doubling down on their commitment to reduce the carbon intensity of their operations, there's all kinds of new markets that honestly previously were not all that interested in clean fuels like biodiesel. And I know because I've been there, and now they're pounding on our door, and that is very exciting to see. So one of the best examples of that is the rail industry. So like all industrial players, rail carriers face a lot of pressure to fast track their greenhouse gas emissions reductions. And as the rail industry heads high speed toward cleaner alternatives, biodiesel and renewable diesel are looking like just the ticket.
You're not a writer for a living, are you?
See what I did there? So one session we have on the main stage is called All Aboard, Rail Contemplates Life After Diesel. And I'm very excited to see that because we have Beth Whited, the president of Union Pacific. That's a huge rail company that operates in 23 states. So Union Pacific, UP, the head of that railway is coming to speak to our group. And I'm very excited about that. And I hope I said her last name correctly.
Yeah, no, we're very excited about that as well. And UP, Union Pacific, has joined Clean Fuels as a member in the recent months. And they've been very involved. We've had a lot of interaction between their staff and our program managers have been working a lot together on ways that we can work together to increase this industry.
Yeah, exactly. Their communications team has reached out. They want to make sure that we're coordinating with each other to really talk about the advancements taking place in this industry and also the benefits that biodiesel and renewable diesel offer. So just a really great partner for us.
And Pepsi is also a member, right?
Yeah, Pepsi's a member. They've been a member for a little over a year, and they've been fantastic as well. We did some stuff with them at Farm Progress, did a lot of stuff with their market, but we're very excited to have Pepsi on board as well.
Plus the snacks.
At the Farm Progress show, they kept us hydrated and our bellies full. I think all attendees were really excited.
Yeah, and reducing plastic in their bottles too, everything. It's across the board, this effort with a lot of these companies, and we're so I just feel so blessed that they have finally seen us and said, yes, this needs to be a part of our operation.
Absolutely.
So, of course, another big topic in our industry right now is feedstock. Speaking of snacks, how are we going to make enough fats and oils to meet this rising demand? And that is a great problem to have. But one of the sessions I'm really looking forward to is a CEO session with the United Soybean Board, National Oilseed Processors, and National Renderers Association. So we're going to talk about some of the innovations in feedstock, including the new focus on climate smart agriculture and reducing carbon intensity across the board.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this session. These are a lot of great partners that we have in our industry, right? Some of the feedstock information that I want to kind of share are materials that, what's used in our fuel. We use soybean oil, canola oil, used cooking oil, just animal fats, distillers corn oil, and among a few others. But our industry is currently crushing over 1 billion pounds a month of soybean oil. It's been as high as 1.2 billion pounds in recent months. So it's very exciting, going back to our partners, we've had over $5 billion in investment from our crush industry since 2022. And there's going to be 3 more plants coming on board in the near future. So, I think there's a lot of major investments being made by the crush industry. Not only that, but you have cover crops opportunities. You have winter crop opportunities. They're all looking to break into the renewable fuel market.
Absolutely. And I think, you mentioned the cover crops too. I think that's just really added value and more opportunity for American farmers as well. I think that innovation has always been the name of the game for the clean fuels industry, and this is just another way that farmers are innovating to provide more feedstocks to fuel these markets as well. So really adds return on investment to them as well.
Right. The cover crops are very exciting because they help so much with soil health and the prevention of soil erosion. They help with carbon sequestration. And if we can somehow have those provide value to farmers, that's been kind of the missing link. So if we can sell that oil, that is a win-win.
And carbon really is the name of the game these days.
Right. And to that end, we are offering a Carbon 101 session to help people get their arms around some of these key concepts for carbon management. So climate smart agriculture is where everything's going. Insetting, offsetting. Attendees will really get a grasp of the terminology, the strategies. It's really important to understand that right now because they are shaping the future of sustainable agriculture and carbon management.
You're listening to the Better, Cleaner, Now podcast.
I'm Heather Buchter, back with Brad Shimmons and Jenna Rose, the co-directors of the Clean Fuels Conference, and we are speaking with them about the agenda, a great lineup this year.
Yeah, and Heather, is it okay if we trade places for a minute?
I guess so.
I'll be host because you have a session this year too. Yeah. So why don't you tell us about that, Heather?
Yeah, I'm really excited for people to attend this one. It's called Changing the Narrative, Food and Fuel, because I think so often we hear food versus fuel, and that's really not the case. This is something that's been decades in the making, and we really want to get our membership, get our conference attendees to understand why we believe this is food and fuel, that there's benefit and added value to both. And so we really hope that people join us. They can become a master messenger with us, and that's really what this is about. We're going to start with a panel with some other groups who have dealt with this issue in the past and what has worked for them and what they're seeing and when these conversations arise. What is the next point that this is going to be a topic for us to take on? So really helping flip that narrative on food and fuel. And so we're going to have a panel, but then we're also going to have tangible action items that you can take with you to really help you interact with that message and then be able to distribute that message as well. So really explaining how you can handle the tough questions, control conversations, and just a lot of tips and tricks that you can take away from this session. We're really excited about it.
I'm looking forward to that one too. And of course, we'll have plenty of content on policy. The conference will be post-election, and in fact, it's right around the time of the inauguration. So we'll be looking at what that landscape may mean for our fuels and our industry at both the state and federal levels. So we will also have plenty of technical content, Brad, like the latest in ASTM standards.
Yeah, well, along with the technical topics, we'd like to put the spotlight on the equipment manufacturers. Find out what's the latest in the diesel technology for trucks, tractors, and other equipment.
Yeah, and a lot of times we try to bring in some of this equipment as well. So that's always an exciting time. And it's always an exciting time when it's centered around a reception too. So we have plenty of receptions and some other fun elements at the conference. Brad, tell us about some of that.
Well, yeah, we'll kick off on Monday night, the 20th, with our welcome reception. Once again, that's the biggest event that we probably host. Everyone kind of gets together to see each other after a year. So we're looking forward to that. It's going to be in Conference Central, but really, a couple steps away is going to be a nice, beautiful patio overlooking the San Diego Bay. If you want to work your way out there, hoping for some beautiful weather. But we're excited about that. And then we'll get together again on Wednesday night, have a reception. We're hoping to do something outside on the boardwalk, possibly. Use the beautiful hotel and the beautiful space. It's going to have lots of great food, entertainment. Really, it's just a chance for our attendees to get together and network again.
Yeah, and I love the welcome reception. It's hosted within Conference Central, so you can see the exhibitors, you can wander outside, look outside at the balcony, but you can also kind of browse the auction items, which is always fun for me to do. And if you didn't get what was on your Christmas wish list, this is a good opportunity to have another purchase.
It'd be on what's on my wife's Christmas wish
smart
list.
Man.
But
a Valentine's Day. We're always
or a Valentine's Day. We're right
Day.
around the corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The Clean Fuels Auction, it's something we've been doing for a long time. It's, it's a benefit to our foundation, another arm of our association, focused a lot on research, education, and they also provide scholarships for students as well. But there's going to be lots of great stuff there. We've had trips, we've had memorabilia, we've had jewelry. I know I bought an iPhone from there for my wife a few times in a row, so I come back a hero every once in a while. But really, there's a lot of great items, and it's all for a good cause. It's all really to help our foundation.
My favorite things I've bought from the auction, I have 2 signed movie posters. One was from Spider-Man and the other from the Joker.
Oh, nice.
And the
very
cast signed them, and they're framed, and I kind of redid what I call the boy cave down in the basement, and it looks so cool. They look great down there.
Well, I had
bet.
my eye on a Patrick Mahomes signed jersey, or it was something last year, and I didn't get it, but I'm anxious to see what they've got this year.
Donnell Rehagen probably got it right.
I'm not sure if he did.
Our CEO has quite a Chiefs collection going from the auction, I think.
I'm going to have to go check his
not
office
it's
out
not
a
hanging
little
up.
bit
Yeah.
better. Maybe
It's not hanging up in my house. So
It's
I
not
wish
in
it
your
was.
house this time. Okay.
Christmas bonus?
Yeah, maybe, right? Well, another thing that I love about our conference is that there are so many opportunities to network. And that's really kind of the atmosphere that we want to create at our conference.
Yeah, that's why we continue to do the Conference Central model. It's where basically all things happen. We have our main stage sessions there. We have exhibitor booths. We have meals, breakouts. Really, it's a chance for everyone to get together, stay together, and network and do business while they're there. And all of our breakouts will take right down the hall. So everything is within a really close quarters, but it really creates a central location for everyone to get together. And it's also, a good opportunity for our exhibitors as well. They get a network with our attendees, and they also get to feel like they're participating on a regular basis because everyone's in that room together at the time.
Yeah. And, our room is a little bit bigger than it was last year in Fort Worth. Are there still sponsor and exhibitor opportunities?
Well, there's always sponsorship opportunities, Heather.
Just call Brad.
Yeah, just call me. There's always sponsorship opportunities. We're definitely, just beginning sponsorships and exhibitors. But please feel free to reach out to me or go to our website and check out the opportunities and reach out.
And Brad, as far as exhibitors go, I never really did the math before I talked with you about that, but a booth at this conference is really a great investment.
Yeah, it's a great value. I mean, you get a chance to be where basically the hub is at, right? Where conferences are at, where all the attendees are at. You get two people can come. They can participate, not just
you get a full registration.
That's right. They're not just exhibiting, but if they want to go to breakout sessions, if they want, they can come to our receptions. They get a chance to be an attendee, but they also get a chance to get their brand and get their company out and get their services out. So it's really a great opportunity for exhibitors. And we currently have some spaces open. So please visit our website. Get out there and find a booth that's perfect for you to make your participation at this event most beneficial for your company.
And last year our booths did sell out. I'm just saying.
They did. So if you're even thinking about it, go ahead and contact Brad now. Like you said, 2 registrations complimentary with the booth. Great exposure. A lot of the food happens around our exhibit space as well. So you constantly have this networking opportunity and visibility at our conference, which I think is a huge plus.
Absolutely.
Well, there are a lot of alternative fuel events out there. So Jenna, what would you say sets the Clean Fuels Conference apart?
Well, people from Fortune 500 companies who have been to our event have called this a world-class event. And I think that really is true. And we're proud of that, right?
Yes.
The Clean Fuels Conference punches way above its weight class. We put a lot of effort into making it above and beyond the standard conference for our industry size. We put a lot into the production value. I'm talking about things like videos, music, lighting, all of those things just make everything come alive and make it an experience to remember. In addition, of course, to the great content.
That video wall last year when that train rumbled by,
Yes.
I heard so many people afterward say, oh my gosh, that was like an immersive experience. And it was really just incredible. And we always try to raise the bar every year.
Got everyone to pay attention.
It's very
sure
memorable.
did.
And bottom line, we do want to recognize how important this event is for our industry. We want to make it shine. Being in San Diego, shining, it makes sense. But it's an investment on our part, not just our members, but our board, our CEO, our staff. We all recognize that this is a commitment that we all have.
And it's not just about Clean Fuels and its members anymore. There are a lot of other people who may be looking at our fuels and trying to decide if we're right for the industry, like rail, for example. We've had people from rail come in the past and lots of other markets and big companies. So we think it's important to put our best foot forward and show the world that we are grown up and for real.
Yeah,
this is the best opportunity to do that.
Absolutely. Do you have some stats on that too?
Yes, I do, Heather.
Good. I thought you'd come prepared.
Our conference survey last year showed about 90% of respondents said the conference was an excellent or good value. And about 94% said they were satisfied or extremely satisfied. So very high marks in that regard. And I do have some comments last year from the survey, so I'd like to read a couple of those if I may. And it's my job as co-director to take compliments, and Brad takes the complaints.
As long as we're hearing the good stuff here today.
So I'm going to read some of the good stuff. This was one of the best conferences that I have attended, and I have been coming for close to 20 years. As a first-time attendee, I would highly recommend this conference again to someone and I've never attended a conference that was so well set up before. One of the best conferences attended in years. And this one is my favorite because it reads like a movie poster or a book jacket. Stellar, memorable, interesting, informative, powerful.
Oh, I love it. Yes, I love it. And I love that, the attendees took the time to take this survey because it really is great information, great feedback, even the negative comments, if there are any, which we sometimes get. But, we take that, we learn from it, we build upon it. And I think that's what makes our conference stronger every year. So it's always great to see reviews like this.
Yes, we really do.
Okay, so if we haven't piqued your interest, which I hope we have, you can always go to our website. Brad, registration is open.
Yeah, registration is open. And currently, right now, it's the early bird rate going on until November 18th.
Yeah.
So you still have some time to get the biggest discount, the biggest value for your registration. But you can visit cleanfuelsconference.org. And once again, overall, this is, we feel it's a great value. It's an opportunity to get the industry together, to do business, to network, and to learn from a lot of industry experts. So please come check it out.
That's right. And, we talked a little bit about the agenda today. The agenda is full online at cleanfuelsconference.org. So you can find more of the content that we'll be sharing throughout the week. You can get registration, sponsorship information there as well. So hope you check it out. And Brad, Jenna, thank you so much for being here with a little preview of what's to come January 20th through the 23rd in sunny San Diego.
Thank you. See you in San Diego.
Can't wait.
Thank you so much.
All right, Heather, Brad, Jenna, thank you all. Well, that's it for this week's episode. If you enjoy the podcast, we would love it if you'd take a moment, even right this second, and rate the show. It really is how other folks end up finding the podcast. And if you really, really want to go for it, you could leave us a review. Who knows, we might just read it here. So please do that wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you have a question for our experts, or a suggestion for a future topic or guest, you can email us at podcasts@cleanfuels.org. And join us next week for another episode of the Better, Cleaner, Now podcast.
Thanks for listening. Better, Cleaner, Now is a production of Clean Fuels Alliance America. Follow us at cleanfuels.org and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. For more information on Clean Fuels Alliance America, visit us at cleanfuels.org.